Hello and welcome to Youth and Social Life. My name is Dami, and today I will be doing it with my co-host.
Onuzure Daniel.
And of course, here on Youth and Social Life, we discuss everything about youth. And what we'll be looking at, what we'll be discussing today, of course, is cybercrime. And of course, talking about cybercrime is commonly known as Yahoo in Nigeria, and and also in some parts of Africa, and it's one of the security problems confronting Nigeria today. So that's basically what we'll be discussing today. And of course, earlier this morning, I think Deziani really talked about it, where she said that Yahoo boys are now role model, and she's the former Minister of Petroleum Resources. So that was why speaking.
Will be the wrong one. The ones that have swag, the Yahoo Yahoo boys, as my son would say. These, in short, are the role models that they are looking at. These are the ones who reinforce negative societal behaviors and values. This is a travesty of an unfolding tragedy for us. Why have I spent the time talking about fatherless homes and the impact that it has on our children? Well, the truth of the matter is that an irresponsible boy tends to become an irresponsible man. And it is therefore a vicious cycle. If you plant cocoyam, you cannot harvest plantain. It affects not only our homes and our culture, our cultural and traditional values and structure, but it permeates the very strength of our regional economy as well. The consistent hard work and mental vigor needed to build a solid regional economic base in the Niger Delta becomes completely eroded. And once our economic base is eroded, we become, as a group, less significant in relation to our country's national discourse. There are no shortcuts to working your way up the ladder of life. Progressing in life, in work, and in relationships, marital or otherwise, is always dependent on consistent effort and on hard work. As we create more responsible young men and women, we will generate more responsible fathers, which in turn will engender a more sustainable society and build a greater nation of successful Ijaw men and women. And to do this, we need to go back to the fundamentals. We need to focus inwards and recreate the strong family bond centered around.
All right, welcome back. That's the former Minister of Petroleum Resources. That's Deziani Alison Madueke, while speaking on fatherless home and the impact on children. So she described Yahoo boys' life as being a role model to youth as something that she referred to it as a tragedy. So basically, that's why we are discussing it today. A lot of you guys, I don't think there's anybody in Nigeria that don't really know what they call Yahoo. Mm-hmm. Even children know what they call Yahoo. And talking about Yahoo and the different tactics, talking about it has been for a long time. It's just that just like within 5 years now, it has really gone beyond what we used to know it to be then. You just see different type of cyber crimes or different type of fraudulent activities. They were using different methods then. All of a sudden, it just went online and the thing just exploded. And you see almost everybody on the internet saying that I want to to be a Yahoo person.
Up till now, they are still kind of thinking of different ways to still defraud people. You see a lot of young people some of them who are supposed to be in school, or even those that are in school. You see them always with their laptops working. You think maybe they are doing an assignment that they were given in school, but what if you go further, if you go close to them, you see that the things they are doing is they are trying to talk to someone, they are trying to defraud. They defraud people in so many ways that somebody a boy will upload a female picture on a dating site. Probably he must have gotten a lady from somewhere outside his own country, and then the next thing you start doing, you start posing like a woman. There is a way you even twist his voice. He will twist his voice and then start speaking like he's a woman, and then you tell them, oh, I need so thing, you need to do this and do that, just so that they can defraud people. And then there was a time like that. There was a time, I think about 3 years ago, a small boy, he was asked in somebody asked him in Yoruba. He spoke to him and was like, when you grow up, what would you like to be? What do you want to become? You know, a lot of children will tell you, I would like to be a doctor, I would like to be a lawyer, I would like to be an engineer, a pilot, you know, things like that. But this boy said he would like to be a Yahoo Yahoo boy.
I want to chache.
He would like to be a Yahoo Yahoo boy. He wants to be eating money, he wants to make money, he wants to like, as in, that's to tell you that he sees it as a good venture. He doesn't see anything wrong in it. He doesn't, if the Yahoo boys can be living large, eating, using, spending so much money, doing all manner of things, he felt like, oh, I want to be like this. These people are my role model. He didn't look at, those doctors that they say, oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, so doctor is my role model. Oh, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a pilot.
Actually, you know, the main thing is that it's what they see around them in their environment, and that's especially in Nigeria here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We see people, you know, they flaunt their Lexus, flaunt their designer wears, and you know, just like I saw on the social media where someone commented, you know, they were like, why is it that some of the Nigerian youths now, you know, turn into doing Yahoo, illegitimate business? And he was like, you know, the legal jobs, do they actually give you Lexus?
Oh.
When you are working and you're earning $100 in a month, what can he do for you? What can he buy for you? So they want quick money. That is why they actually go for this Yahoo. And we should know that we are really influencing the children, the youths that are coming up. You know, people that are coming up. And if we're not really, really careful, it might actually slip into the next generation. So that is why we actually need to be very, very careful and address this issue of Yahoo, cybercrime, you know, with children having that mindset that I want to do Yahoo. Sometimes you even talk about secondary school students, talk about them now. Some of them actually have their system, and when you see them spending money somehow, you need to really ask them. Sometimes I question, where did they get this money from? I think there was a time I was very close to to proprietors of one school, so I went to a school and I saw a boy being punished and about to be, you know, some of the parents, and asked the parent that, you know, how much do you give your child daily? And when she mentioned the amount that she gives to the boy, that is not actually the amount of money the boy spends in school. No, a boy coming to school spending 2,000 naira, spending 3,000 naira, buying things for the other students in school without the parents knowing. You know, how much do your parents actually give you daily for you to spend in school? And so you are telling me they are spending this money. By the time that we actually investigate, you know, he had started getting involved in some of these things with other youths, people that senior him. You understand? So if this boy automatically grows up, what is he going to do? He will pursue that. Yeah. And that is when you see them going from Yahoo to Yahoo Plus. And from Yahoo Plus, it will move to Yahoo Plus Plus. You know, and when this thing first started, you know, it first started like with a joke. You know, they started with just normal, okay, I want to defraud you online. We're dating.
Con artist.
Okay, yes, a con artist. I'm dating you. You know, okay, maybe just pretending to be a boy, pretending to be a guy. Then later on, you know, the voice came up. You know, they just put a random person's picture.
Yeah.
They started editing the voice. As a man, you can change your voice to a woman's own. Just look for, you know, Photoshop a picture. Just design one. You put it on, you know, put it on your profile picture and just do everything. That is what they do then. Then later, it became okay. You know, when people started getting that yes, we are being defrauded. You know, so they started getting wiser.
Yeah.
They started getting wiser. Okay, what can we do? They decided to, you know, start putting some small charm. Like, what are they calling it? Afoshe. Or what are they saying? You know, then they used to say Afoshe, they were Iwo and all that. You know, I don't actually know the other names that they call it, but I'm very sure of the Afoshe, which is like, you know, that Afoshe is like to speak and come to pass. you know, when you talk to that, I think it's like a on or
That's kind
something.
of to hypnotize the person.
Yeah,
right?
to hypnotize the person. So it's like an on. So once they speak to it, anything I tell you, it will surely come to pass. So if I tell you something, even if you as a second person just sit up and advising her that okay, oh, don't do this, they want to defraud it, she won't know until they collect what they want from the person, because that is what is working there. You know, from
that's
there.
An advanced way of.
That's an advanced way now.
Defrauding people too.
So it was later from there that they now graduated to these Yahoo Plus, where go and bring your pants, go and bring your, even women pants. They are not safe again wearing your pants. You understand? You just see them say, okay, go and bring your pants. I think it was the time people were like, okay, it was the air, later it was this one, and now we're not really sure what is really raining. So people are just being careful. This insecurity matter we are talking about, or this, we're still talking about Yahoo in Nigeria. So this quick money, sometimes we really need to question, must we look for money in a very quick manner?
Well, then we also have to blame parents, because there are a lot of parents that pressurizes their children to why can't you see your mates? Can't you see that your mate is making? Why is your mate making so much money and you are not making money? Without questioning, without knowing the source of the wealth the other or the person they are trying to compare their son or their daughters to, without knowing where that person is getting the money or the kind of thing the person is involved in, you see them say, why are you not this? Is it not your mate that is driving a car? Is it not your mate that is this, that? But you don't even know what these people are doing to get that money. So our parents too, they need to they need to be careful of the way they talk to their children, the way they advise them to start pursuing money. Fine, if you want to make money, try and be hardworking. Money will come when you are hardworking. It's not when you go about defrauding people, trying to make fast money, quick money. When you make quick money, you get into trouble as well. You get into trouble because that's when you see people start trying to blackmail people too. They blackmail people especially, okay, there was one day that I saw something on the internet. You know this this woman, one Yoruba music artist, a woman, is it Salewa Agbeni?
Okay,
something like
Salewa
that.
Agbeni, yes.
Somebody picked a sim, an old sim for that. I don't know where the person got the sim from. He picked the sim, and I think when he slotted the sim into his phone, he now saw her pictures. I think she had maybe some nude pictures or something. Then how he now got her contact and now started calling her, sending her those pictures because he wanted to make money. That was why I was doing that. I'm going to post this thing on the net. I'm going to do this and do that and do that. And the woman was now like, he should go ahead. I think he was trying to negotiate to see if he could defraud her, but he didn't succeed. Rather, I don't know how they did it, and he got arrested. And when he got arrested, by the time you traced him he's a student, by the time they traced him to his house, the mother didn't even know that he was that kind of he did anything like that. But
we also need to question. Are you going to tell me
that? No, the mother didn't know that he was into that kind of it, and even he himself, he was afraid. So from what I read, they said the guy said that he didn't know that it will result into that he just wanted to make some money from her.
What was he expecting? Blackmail
her, and then when he gets the money, he will not post the nude pictures. I think parents, people really need to look after their words, check what they do. Don't just say, my son or my daughter is in school and you don't.
Do you know the problem? Do you know the problem I actually have?
And the things the people, the kind of people that they move about.
Do you know the problem I actually have is a boy coming home or a girl coming home. You know, she's not. Okay, maybe she's not doing one kind of job or the other. She just tells you that, okay, she comes with a Lexus one day and just tells you, my boss gave it to me. And you don't really question. You don't care because how old is she? Okay, she's coming home, she's the breadwinner of the family. He is the breadwinner of the family. And you don't ask them, what type of legitimate job are you doing? Sometimes, even now, mothers support their children to do that thing. They actually encourage them, give them the money for data. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is that I came across a man and he was telling me that, okay, what's your son always doing on the phone? He's like, he's very, very busy. Just leave him alone. He's always very, very busy on the phone.
Doing what?
This is a boy of 17 years old using the latest iPhone. Father is still struggling. Please, what which type of job is this boy doing?
That
What is he always doing on the phone? He's not a student. He's not a student.
So
Just
how did he
graduated
get
secondary school.
how did he get money to buy an iPhone?
So what are we now going to say? The father definitely is being encouraged to do this. So sometimes we just need to be careful. Now we are complaining, you see people complaining of the leaders saying that this is not happening. Okay, youth of these days, they are involved in cyber crimes, they are doing this. Okay, at least if you think that they have failed, the ones coming up, we should try to bring them up to be righteous. But we are still allowing this thing sleep to them. So, and this is really, really coming back. Let's go on the short break. When we return, we'll continue from where we stopped.
Will be the wrong one. The ones that have swag, the YAHOO YAHOO boys, as my son would say. These, in short, are the role models that they are looking at. These are the ones who reinforce negative societal behaviors and values. This is a travesty of an unfolding tragedy for us. Why have I spent the time talking about fatherless homes and the impact that it has on our children? Well, the truth of the matter is that an irresponsible boy tends to become an irresponsible man. And it is therefore a vicious cycle. If you plant cocoyam, you cannot harvest plantain. It affects not only our homes and our culture, our cultural and traditional values and structure, but it permeates the very strength of our regional economy as well. The consistent hard work and mental vigor needed to build a solid regional economic base in the Niger Delta becomes completely eroded. And once our economic base is eroded, we become, as a group, less significant in relation to our country's national discourse. There are no shortcuts to working your way up the ladder of life. Progressing in life, in work, and in relationships, marital or otherwise, is always dependent on consistent effort and on hard work. As we create more responsible young men and women, we will generate more responsible fathers, which in turn will engender a more sustainable society and build a greater nation of successful Ijaw men and women. And to do this, we need to go back to the fundamentals. We need to focus inwards and recreate the strong family bonds centered around
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Youth and Social Life, and my name is Dami, and I'll be with my co-host
Onozure Daniel.
And we've been discussing cybercrime, and that's basically on what what Deziani Alison Madueke said, like Yahoo boys are now role models, to children and also to youths. And so before we actually continue, and also let me just read some of the comments, because we have people really commenting to us. So someone actually said Nigeria, like Adebisi Samuel says, Nigeria don't get things to discuss again. Let me just leave that one. So someone said, this person says, the same way Luthin has taken over Nigeria, and that's Connor John. And Abubakar Ramsey King Ismail says the politicians are the greatest Yahoo of all time. Well, that's your opinion. And of course, also Godswill Sunday Alozie says this is because there is no job for the youth. But should this be an excuse?
It shouldn't be.
See, there's something that we should not know. As long as unemployment, yes, we know that some people, when it comes to suicide and all that, it might actually be related to unemployment. So sometimes, if unemployment does not really make us kill ourselves, I don't think we should be blaming it on us, saying that I want to go and do Yahoo Yahoo. Sometimes we should look at what these people have really gone through. These people that they are duping, what they've gone through. Some of these things, when you dupe them, they actually commit suicide. They commit suicide because they cannot deal with the aftermath of what is going to happen to them.
Yeah, because a lot of them, they suffered to make that money that you are trying to collect from them.
Illegally. They're thinking that they want to...
I'm talking about the people they defraud now.
Okay.
Some of them must have toil all their lives to make some of those things, and after which you know somebody from nowhere will just come and then try to deceive you, say some things that will make you fall prey to their con way of trying to get things from you, and then before you know it, because you know human beings, there are some human beings that are so how do I put it, they easily fall for deceit.
Yes.
They easily fall for deceit. When somebody comes and start crying and say, oh, I have not eaten since how many days, I want to die, or this or that, there is this thing in you, there is emotion in you that you be like, this person, okay, I have, come and take. You know, these people, they will paint some of these things so much that this person, the person they want to defraud, will not be able to remove his or herself from their grip. Before you know it, they'll say, okay, send your account, let me give you this. When you do it the first time and they see that they've succeeded, they will try another thing again next time. Before you know it, they will be coming up with different kinds of ways to just defraud somebody and other. But this person that said they should provide job, that if there is job, people will stop doing yahoo yahoo. I don't think that's a government providing job for you. A government not providing job for you shouldn't be the reason why someone will want to go and defraud other people. You can check yourself. What can I do? What can I use my hands to do? What small job, manual job can I do to earn small money? From there, before you know it, you see that you'll be getting other things. A lot of people that are in high places today, they didn't just get there all of a sudden. They worked for it. You will see some of them, you would have heard some of them will tell you they were conductors. You would have heard some of them say that I used to go to building sites to carry pom pom on my head. If I can use that word, that kind of word. If I can use that kind of word, they will carry things on their head just to
this
money.
thing you're saying, actually, people will just tell you that it's motivational talk.
It's not motivational talk, but that's what some people do.
Let me actually continue with some of the comments here. So this is optimistic Chido Sky, and it says as far as unemployment youth continues to grow, cybercrime will continue to grow in Nigeria. So Nigeria should create jobs for you to end cybercrime in this country. And Paul says, let's also hear opinion about the deceiving political class. And this from Samuel Anthony. It says, I don't support fraudulent acts, but you leaders played the song that is beating. You guys can go ahead and slaughter yourself. That's an opinion. And also this is from I think this is from NS, and says whose own should be more pronounced and condemned, theirs or that of our greedy politicians. Okay, there's more of that. And also from Ibrahim, he said all this happens in Nigeria is our fault leaders. Nigerian leaders don't care about the poor but their family only. No job. What else did you expect? And I think I read here, I think I passed some of one of the comments where someone was like, okay, I think this is from Oluchi, says provide job and they will know be cybercrime. And someone says that's Emi Okoye says if we know buy Benz, waiting we gain. Excuse me. Did you get that comment? If we don't buy Benz, waiting we gain. All these things is just because of the luxury.
I want to live big.
It's because of the luxury.
They want to, yeah. I want to be like,
I think sometimes when we do something, our conscience should still be there. It's somewhere there. We should just think about what is going to happen. We should just think about what is going to happen.
That is why they do these things. They do it like it's a normal.
The main thing is that now it's happening, but we should. My own is now how we're going to protect the coming generation, from falling into this same, this same crime circle. How to protect them, and I think parents really have a lot of work to do. Yeah. Educate them, monitor them. You need to keep asking them, bringing it in their brain.
If they bring things into the house that you didn't give to them,
yes, I think it starts from there.
Yeah.
It starts from
question
there.
If a child goes to school and brings a pencil that you didn't give your child to take to school, you must question that. Where did you get this from? That's how it starts.
I think the main thing
all these people that are Yahoo today, it didn't just start all of a sudden. They must have been, when they were younger, they must have been stealing from people, doing all manner of funny things before it's degenerated to this point.
Okay, so I think the main thing is just that, okay, like, we can't really know everything that a child does because they go to school and they mingle with everybody in the environment, and we can't say that we want to lock them up because that's going against the child's rights.
That's why
question
you need to
them.
question
I think the main thing is
that's why parents also need to be friends with their children, be very close to your children. If you are very close to them and you always you play with them, ask them, help them, ask them how did you school go today, all this kind of, can I see your assignment, talk to them, say some things to them that will make them want to always tell you that, oh, look at what happened. Ask them about their friends in school. You see that they will start telling you a lot of things, and the one that you feel, oh, okay, this is nice, if you feel there is one of the things that the child said, no, that is not good, then you begin to tell the child, this is how you are supposed to behave, this is what you are supposed to do. But if you just leave your children will go to school, they will come back, you don't even check their books, you don't ask them, you don't do anything about them.
Not that alone. There are even some children.
You are not friends with them.
There are some children.
You
can't predict all child.
Yes, I know you can't predict, but at least to an extent you should be able to.
Because there are some of them that you be very close to them, but they won't tell you what is.
Yes, I know there are some.
So the only thing is that you just need to know their weak points.
Yes, but I know that there are some children, they will only tell you the one that will benefit them, they won't tell you. There are some children like that, but the ones that will not benefit them, they will tell you, and you will feel they are telling you. But that's why I said parents need to be friendly, very very friendly with their children, so that when they even tell you, by the time they start telling you that one, the one thing that they are keeping as a secret that they didn't even want to tell you, they won't remember when they will tell you.
One thing is that as a parent, once there's a very very little change, the slightest change in your child, you will notice that if you are the attentive parent, someone that really listens and really focus on their children, you will know. So if they are taking a wrong step, of course you will surely know. So the big deal is we should really really try to prepare them, because looking at some of the comments and what people are really saying, they are just saying that Yahoo, there's no job, of course
that means
being no job, there should be no excuse for us to commit crime.
Yeah.
That is actually what it is. There should be no excuse. There's no excuse for you to do anything wrong, not to follow what is going on. And some of them might actually be wondering which type of the type of scams and how they get through. Of course we have the romance where they just come to you. I think we've talked about that, how they come to you, want to date you on social media. And also talking about lottery. You've won a lottery. You've won a lottery, and you can go to this. Some of that, sometimes that lottery actually leads to these trafficking sometimes. So we really really need to be careful. And also banking and online account scam, this one is really what gets through to me. Then when I was in university, then sometimes you actually think that it's actually ending here in Africa. No, it's not only Africans, actually it's all over the world. All over the world. The only thing is that we are just clamoring that it's Nigeria,
because
I mean,
our home country now.
Of course. Then I met a guy then outside the country, and he was when I was just looking at it, and this guy took, come to think of it, so the guy is, don't let me just use it again, he's actually a stickler. So he's actually into this fraudulent activities then. So imagine. I know they were still investigating him then, and he this guy, what he does is you just follow through your email, hack into your email, and also be following through your conversation and everything. And once it gets to the point you are supposed to pay, they just cut you off. And they just give the person the account. Okay, sorry, this is my account, just transfer it to it, and they get the money, and they this, and that's the end for you. They've gotten their money. So that is how they operate. So some of this through our email, online accounts, and banking, and also we should be very very careful with some of the links that we actually click. Sometimes there might be that pornographic, pictures and all those things, and you might be tempted to click on it. We should be careful. Some of these things are actually, this hacking link, for them to get some of our private informations, our personal informations, and our phones. I think sometimes we need to just have a jotter of where we write, or anywhere where we're going to put our passwords or some of these things. Because sometimes when you miss your phone, or or you lose your phone, of course they can use this means, to get some of this information. So those are the ways they actually get through to us. Of course, we can't really know everything. Of course, it's still developing every day, and now it's still going on. But the thing that is just really causing Nigeria, we are talking about corruption, we are talking about Southern Cardinal killings, and we are still talking about Yahoo boys using killing for rituals and all that. And sometimes it just make me wonder when it's like, okay, you're doing Yahoo, and okay, this person is a ritualist. What's the difference when you're killing also to do this? or you're destroying someone's destiny, or you're using these different charms. I think I read somewhere was one Yahoo guy was like, killing to he killed her, but to him, or killing does not really bring those things. It's just like a form of just deceiving, brainwashing people. I know another thing that is even making him funny is that this thing has really gone viral. This their charm stuff. It's online. Today I was checking it and I saw how to make afoshe at your own personal house. Okay, if you want afoshe, contact your own personal house. Yes, if you want afoshe, and he will write the whole thing for you. The only thing is that you just have to pay.
That you
of
use,
course, the only thing is that you just
yourself, but you pay him for your consultation.
That is exactly what he said. And I was just like, what?
Funny.
So, okay, contact so number. This is what you will do, and this is what it's just like that special package that they said they have on Instagram. Then when I saw it, everything is there. So special package for Yahoo Yahoo. Seriously, we just need to be careful and look at what is really, really going on around the world. So that's basically. Do you have any more to say?
No, I don't.
So my own advice for parents is that we should protect our children, protect our family, check every step that your child takes, whether adults or the youth, and advise them anywhere they bring something home from. Correct them. We don't necessarily need to flog them, because of course that's child abuse. We just need to sit down, correct them, talk. Let me tell you one thing. When I was a child, I don't like my parents just sitting me down to tell me, to correct me for a long time, because they are going to sit down with you for 1 hour and they are still repeating the same thing, and that's the torture on its own for me. It's torture. So a child that doesn't want to go through that, they will surely tell you that I don't want to do this. I'm not ready to sit down to my parents to listen to, start preaching and telling me all those things. So you just sit them down. You know how to handle your children without necessarily flogging them, or resorting to abusing them emotionally, physically, or whatsoever. But you just need to protect them, protect the youth. Anytime, anything they bring home, you need to check it. Cars, ask them, where did they get this money? Be curious about it. You understand? They're just not what our need. Don't let it, for cloud what's out today. Don't let it cover what is going to happen tomorrow. So that's basically. So that's all we have for you on Youth and Social Life. You can always like and follow us on our social media platforms that are showing on your screen, or visit our website www.vanguardngr.com to get more of our top stories, what is going on around the world and also in Nigeria. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that's Vanguard NGR TV. It's right from Idam Lola Ogunshaki and also from Onosuru.